Hello, my hearties. A very good evening to you and a big dinky-do from me, Scottie McClue. Welcome to our Saturday night, 9 o'clock sharp. Nothing gets past me. And we've got 1 hour of superb scintillating information, education and entertainment for not just one nation, but for all the nations of the world. Welcome, 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 I say. Now, lots of feedback from you, lots of chit-chat, but tell us where you're watching from. That's very important. Dinky-do, everybody. Lovely to see you. I say, hey, Scottie and everyone. Amy, Dinky-do, hello, says Tops for here. Hello, Tops. How lovely to have you with us. And a big dinky-do to you, I say to you. Have you heard all the exciting news, everybody? So there we are. Mr. Biden has joined us. Thank you. Cole's joined us. Pat's joined us. Marty, Charlene, Dunder was has joined us as well. We love that. That's what it's all about, I tell you. Evening, everyone, says Rab. Good evening, Rab. And a big dinky-do to you, I say to you. Did you get the early video to say we're on in 2 hours? Guys, see when you're joining, telling us where you're watching from and say hi to us. Very important so we can get the chit-chat going. This is proper chit-chat. There's the wonderful Melinda Lemon. Hi, Scottie and Dinky-Do from the Gulf of America at the mouth of the Pascagoula River. How beautiful. Melinda, it sounds absolutely stunning. Is it a gorgeous place to live? You know, sometimes people say, oh, we're right by the river. Oh, hat and mustache, we're right by the river. And you turn up and it's all very heavily industrialized with the docks giving it and all that sort of stuff. Or you go by the river and it's beautiful. Or sometimes you go by the river and it's huge. Or you go by the river and it's tiny. So tell us more, the lovely Melinda, I say. Natural beauty beyond words. Are you talking about you or the river? That's what we need to ascertain. I tell you, I would believe the former, certainly. And of course, I would believe the latter if you're talking about the river. Says Melinda. Quite right, too. Hiya, Scottie, says Kamala. Dinky-do, Kamala. Ever since of a boy, I was wanted to visit Scotland. America loves Scotland. Absolutely. And Scotland loves America. And Scotland loves Mr. Trump. We're big, big Trumpites in Scotland. I tell you. What's your best Scottish quote? Calvin, I think it would have to be, what's for you will not go past you. I think that's an absolutely cracker, I tell you. So there we go. Hi from Ballantrae. You know, Rab, I just uploaded on my YouTube movie channel, The Master of Ballantrae. So there you are. It's a wee bit of a sort of, it's a wee bit shaky, the copy when we get it up. Score predictions for Rangers and Celtic. Oh, well, should we go on Rangers' past performance and go Rangers 5-1 to Rangers? Something like that. I don't know. And some smarty pants trying to tell me, because we put up 1 or 2 little football videos and had some smarty pants trying to tell me that Celtic 55 trophies and that. And when I looked it up, Rangers and Celtic together, I think, was that not right? Sorry, says Rab, a tad blue. What, a Rangers question will be a tad blue, I would think. Go on, Scottie, says Gary. Dinky-do. Fantastic, guys. Well, you give me the predictions. You know I don't know a great deal about football. It's at Ibrox, so I'll have to say Rangers will win. So there you are. Fantastic. Somebody's saying we don't really have the old firm anymore, so is it the new firm? What's your opinion on Marmite? I absolutely love it. There you are. But don't take too much of it. Just a smear on the toast, a smear. I tell you. What do you think about independence, Scottie? I think that Scotland would do very well as an independent nation. But remember that we've got, somebody said to me, it's on 58% independence now, because people are so disenchanted with what's coming out of Westminster. But I've put up videos, you'll see them there, guys. You know, we've been robbed blind for 317 years in Scotland. I tell you. So what have we got here? John Doe, what are you talking about? Get that corrected, I tell you. Thank you very much. So lovely to hear from you all. This is marvelous, folks. I've never seen anything like it, I tell you. Now, what I was thinking we might talk about tonight, because this is the channel when we don't do the politics and the heavy stuff. We do things that are a lot lighter and a lot more fun. And I think that's amazing. Some bunny, do you like that one? How old are you, mate? Says Kieran. Oh, Kieran, we just don't know. I'm a time traveler, you see, so I could be 1-2 million years old. We just don't know. If Scotland was independent, would there be more billionaires here? Would it work out that way? Well, it probably would, because we produce. We send 88 billion. We sent last year to Westminster from Scotland, so they could fritter that. So there you go. You don't look a day over 20, says Kamala. Kamala, you are very kind to me. Pop that in your CV, looking after the elderly. Thanks for sharing, Jack. That's beautiful. Jack has just shared this live. I think that is a gorgeous thing to do. So there, guys, if you've just joined us, Madison says, what are you discussing? What we're doing is we want to discuss how our people, are they happy with how things are going? We need to discuss that. And also, what sort of things are you missing from the past? We want to discuss that as well. If you're watching right now, every single one of you follow me, because this is TikTok's Top Talk Show and YouTube's Top Talk Show. Hello, Scottie McClue. Nice to hear from you again. Anthony, how lovely to hear from you. So there we go. Thank you for coming and join us, everybody. So there we are now. Rab, I think we'll just have to sort you out. Let's remove that. And if we get any problems, if there's any problems, Rab, then we'll have to mute you. Are you with Reform UK? Well, Alex, the problem is I do like Reform for the UK, but Reform aren't a pro-independence for Scotland party. And that's not good. So we'll just have to see what happens there, I tell you. Now, what else have we got? Oh, there's a not very nice handle. Let's just get rid of that handle, guys. Just getting rid of a handle here. Won't be a second. There we go. And that's that. Oh. Yes, we don't like anything not tasteful. We don't like anything not tasteful on here. So if somebody comes on with a poisoned handle, or they make a ridiculous comment, then Doon the Swanee. Hello, DINKY-DOO. Thank you very much for joining us every day. I can tell you we'll get there. There's no problem, I tell you. So let's see who we got here. There's Nickel going down the Swanee as well. Can everybody shout cheerio to Nickel? Cheerio, Nickel, cheerio. Doing the Swanee with you. Fantastic. Lovely. So that's what it's about, guys. You get the wee trolls occasionally. They haven't quite worked it out that this is not how we normally behave on SCOTTIE McCLUE. Let me just see what's going on here. Now, if you want to give us a quick call tonight, you can, guys. The number is 0141 928. Can you hear me nice and clearly? I think I'll move the mic up. It's the new mic. And, we're looking after it with kid gloves. How's that? Is that a better sound, would you say? Do tell. Very, very important. Sound and vision all good, says Tops. Thank you, Tops. Has it suddenly got better with popping the mic up here, would you say? That's what I'd quite like to know, I tell you. Loud and clear, says Susan. Lovely Susan. We're very, very pleased with the new equipment, and thank you to everybody who popped something into the GoFundMe at Scottie McClue. What a lovely, lovely thing to do. DINKY-DOO, says 777. I tell you. Now, there we go. That's wonderful. Cheerio, says Kamala. Cheerio, Kamala. Lovely to see you. Thank you for joining us. How's things, Scottie? Neil Gormley, the wonderful singer, originally a Paisley man and now down in Bournemouth. Am I right, Neil? Have I got that? I tell you. It was okay where it was, says Tops. Was it honestly, Tops? So if I moved it back, if I move it there, Tops, I want you to tell me, is it still okay? Are you getting good sound? That's what's important. Madrich, thank you very much. I think we know you. Madrich, 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 thank you so much for your kindness. Sounds okay now as well, says Tops. It's honestly okay. That's excellent. I tell you. DINKY-DOO, Scottie, DINKY-DOO, Drew. How lovely to hear from you. And how fantastic are you? As long as the flat side of the mic's pointed at you, it's good. Tops, are you being a wee tee-hee tonight? I tell you, have you had a light refreshment? General Sup. Now, where is the tea, guys? Now, just to explain to you, if you've just joined us, a very, very warm welcome. If we're doing a general sup, then it means that whatever you brought with you to drink while you're watching SCOTTIE McCLUE, and you should never, ever, ever, ever miss a second of SCOTTIE McCLUE, or you miss a moment of life. So it's not necessarily suitable for scrolling past. I've appointed myself as your producer, says Tups. Good one, Tups. We like that. A self-appointment. Excellent. And have you agreed all the conditions with yourself? There we go. Snooker. So there we are. One of the old school players, Amy. Absolutely. Yes, you're right. I can tell you. Neil, let us know how you're keeping. We haven't had a chat for a while. Did I give you the phone number, folks? 01416289795. But you've probably heard the news. There's a very high chance we're returning to radio. And we'll have another number for you for that when that comes along, I tell you. Well done to him, I meant to say. Oh, yes. No, Amy, that's absolutely fine. You can congratulate the snooker players on here. Tickety-Boo says, hello, Scottie from Jersey. Lovely to have you with us from Jersey. Is it beautifully warm tonight in the Channel Island of Jersey? I don't know about the new radio, says Taps. Well, you do now. That's you. Consider yourself informed. So general sup. So when I'm having a general sup, everybody can have a sup as well, you see, if it's a general sup. It's not a senior army officer. Right, so here we go. Now, I have the tea here. Here's one I made earlier. Quite a bit earlier, actually. No, not that much. It might actually be several years since I've had a proper hot cup of tea, because I'm at the stage now when I'm multitasking. I think, did I make a cup of tea? It's Richard Tan, just a new name. I knew that, Richard. There's the wonderful Ali McNeil says, good evening from Bowmore in Islay, the home of the round church, where the devil cannot hide in the corners. Camera Ali, hakamamaha, falchi, ki de mille falchi, done TikTok, agus YouTube. This has made my evening, says this wonderful Sid 67. Congratulations to Bradford City, says Angela, because they're watching SCOTTIE McCLUE. Hello from the wheatlands in Wyoming in the United States, says Insdian Bruce. Insdian Bruce, you've got a Scottish name. You're a Bruce. Yes, Unc, says TikTok user DINKY-DOO. I tell you, I didn't know about the new radio. I see where you're coming from. Yes, absolutely, says Tups. Oh, so you hadn't heard this. Right. Well, what's happening is you'll find that a lot of the old heritage radio stations are changing their names, and they're going to be a national brand. Obviously, it makes a lot of money for the owners and things like that, which is fair enough, but it's not so good from a listener's point of view. So I think that local radio is, of course, stepping up to the plate. So people are saying if they can get in on a digital platform on local radio. But I think that the powers that be should look at offering a new round of local franchises for people who want to do local radio. Because we don't want to lose local just because business people want to make a few quid or a few quid more. Do you see what I'm saying to you? I mean, you can't. I'm not in any way pointing any fingers. I'm just saying that's the situation we've got. Who's going to win tomorrow, says the teddy bear. The teddy bears. Well, I think probably because Rangers have got such a good track record, it might be 5-1 for Rangers. What do you think, the teddy bears? Tell me about it. I tell you. So Tops, no doubt we will speak tonight if you're up for it. And if we are doing, I will explain the new radio station to you. So I don't know if you remember Scottie McClue on Scott FM. And then after that, Bathgate or Armadale. Well, it depends what you're wanting to do. If you worked at Leyland Trucks in the old days, it would have been Bathgate, you know. And Armadale, what was going on at Armadale? A fair bit of mining, I think. Here's Lonesome Don Wilkie. Hi, Scotty. Oh, I've just lost that message. Hang on. Here's a little call. You're live on Scotty's phone in. Who's that?
Good evening, Scotty. It's TALKSHOW.
Tops right here, you're some man, I'll tell you. I hoped you would give me a call at some point.
Well, I want to know what your new international media venture.
Oh, well, it is actually international as well as local. What happened was, you remember I used to work on a radio station called Scott FM?
I remember it very well.
Huge radio station, wonderful radio station. And then in came some very, very, very silly new people who had bought it. And one of them thought they could do without Scottie McClue. So anyway, that didn't work out for them, but that's nothing to do with me. I'd gone. And by that stage, as soon as I'd got home, the phone was ringing off the hook with job offers. Excuse me, we've a little bird tells us you might be on the market. I said, oh, wonder what little bird's told you that. So anyway, and a lovely friend, he won out in the short term because he said, well, I can't start you tomorrow. It'll be Thursday now. It's gone on like this. Anyway, I got a lovely offer from the radio station in Sheffield, which is huge and was very influential in the area. Old school, proper, independent local radio, you know. So I went down there, you know, not having a clue how they would receive the Mad Scotsman, and they just drank him in, every last piece of it. And it was a huge success. And then I got offered another job over in Manchester at twice the money. So that was fair enough. I'm not a greedy man, but twice the money is a wee bit of an influencer, you know. Anyway, that was it, but it was huge. And now a lot of radio stations are starting to go with a national brand. They've all bought each other up, and they're going to go as a national brand. So fair enough. So that's that. But it leaves a huge gap in the local radio market. So a gentleman, and he is a gentleman, has set up Sheffield and South Yorkshire Essentials.
Right.
Now, this has got a huge DAB Plus station. Plus, it's on the internet. Yes. So there we go. So we've got that. And then also, it's on every social media. So Alexa could get it for you. And you could sit and watch it on your telly. So if you shouted, Alexa, play me Sheffield and South Yorkshire Essentials. then you'll get getting that for you, right?
Well, you realise you've just set everybody's Alexas off by saying that.
Oh, silly me, surely not. They'll all be, what am I like? So
I've changed the wake word. I'm not telling you what the wake word is that I use, or else you'll use it.
well, no, but we realise, that's right, yes, if you can all send me your passwords. No, we realised that what was incredible about it one night, I was on a radio station live, and I was saying, well, what you could do is, and I mentioned the station, and the chap I was talking to said, Scott, you've just set my Alexa off now. I'm hearing you through the radio on the telly. And I thought, wow. So that was that. Anyway, that's what's happening there. So it'll be huge. Now, the good thing is, you know, when something's starting up, people say, well, we'll see how it gets on. They launched officially on the 1st of May. Right. So what are we talking, 2 days ago? Right. So they've been on for 2 days. But the good thing about this is they'd soft launched anyway, and you could hear them. And what they've done is gone and swept up the big names in the area. Mm-hmm. And when the chap spoke to me, he said, your name is in the hat. And I said, it's a long time since I was in Yorkshire. He said, yes, but people have long memories. Would you be able to do that from your current base? Yes, we wouldn't have to. You see, as technology was coming in, I had 8 houses at the height of my career so far. At the same time, like Donald Trump? No, not quite. No, you had to flog one to get another type thing, you see? So I'd 8 houses, and it was quite a trackle. So I would commute every week. So I would do 7 shows a week, 2 from Scotland and 5 from Sheffield. Oof, that's a hard shift. So it was quite a hard shift. So we were on the go. Well, one day the dog just went back into the house. He went, I'm not coming. Because he knew that Sunday afternoon was back of the car from about 1 o'clock till about 6 in the evening, you know. So it was quite a shift, but we did it. But a lot of the time there was no need to. The only thing is, well, as technology crept in, the only thing is, because we had what was called a digital network through the provider, well-known provider, a digital network, and you could buy that, but it was expensive, and it was actually a very good service, and it was as if you were in the radio station. Right, yeah. So quite often you could do with a box of tricks. Nowadays, because I remember speaking to an expert at the time who said to me, Scottie, as you know, VoIP will not really be, you know, it's not going to be up to scratch because they had such high standards. But look at it now. We're on it now. Exactly. I mean, I've actually got very good audio equipment myself, but I'm just using my phone to. Aye, but the phone's very, very good. You see, when people say, this is my phone, I say, no, that is a very powerful computer with a telephonic function. Indeed. You know, you were talking about Scott FM. I suspect, no kidding, I think you were keeping the lights on in that place because it didn't last for very long after you left. Well, I knew that was going to happen, but you see, the problem is management are not around late at night. They come in early in the morning and they do all their stuff and they check out the cost of everything, but they don't always check the value of something. You see, and they may have had a look and said, I think we could get somebody cheaper than that guy at night. You see? Yeah, and then, you know, then you say, yeah, if you want to lose 250,000 people a half hour, you do that. Are you sure it's not that they wanted a yes man? Because you don't strike me as a yes man. Well, no, I'm not really. But you see, what was lovely about my bosses, I'd worked for them before. They were from ITV. And it was originally 2 ITV companies, and I'd worked for both of them. And if you think about it, they're trusting you implicitly with one of their top assets for 3 hours every single night, because they can't be around listening to all of that. And one boss, when the results came in, said to me, I don't know what you're doing, but you're certainly doing something. You're doing it right. And I thought, that wasn't smart of you to tell me you don't know what I'm doing. You know? And so we had a lot of fun. But when it came down to down to the line, they knew I wasn't going to cross the line.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
a big pair of hands. I've said it before, because you would get all sorts of callers. You would get BAMs phoning in, and you'd engage them, take them down, and then within the same, like 5 minutes, you can have a woman whose son's overdosed and she's deep in grief, and you can comfort her.
Well, yes, I mean, you have to be. You're all things to all people. Here's a beautiful one for you. Tux has just popped up. I love this one. Glasgow Celtic supporters page. Scottie, I used to work back shift and listen to you. Get back on the radio.
Well, the people have spoken. I mean, see the football. Is there a big football match on tomorrow? I genuinely don't know.
Yes, apparently it's Rangers Celtic.
Do you happen to know if it's at Ibrox? Because I live in the south side of Glasgow.
They're telling me it's at Ibrox. But you see, I actually, if you knew nothing about football, as you know, I would know quite a bit less. You see?
I've got a real problem with the Old Firm. This isn't going to endear. This is not
going to work out well for you.
I'm going to alienate both sides of the Sectarian divide.
Oh, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
I think the Old Firm, which for listeners not in Scotland, it's an ancient rivalry between two religion-based football supporting groups. It's a blight on the country. Well,
religion-based, yes, but you see, they're both have origins in Christianity, but it's their denomination that's different.
Exactly, and what it is it's Northern Ireland tribalism has been imported into Glasgow, and I cannot stand it.
No, I mean, it's bad news.
My father was a dyed-in-the-wool Rangers supporter, and the earliest football. I've been to some football matches. Oh my goodness, misery, absolute misery. But I've been to a few Rangers matches and stuff like that. Never an Old Firm match. I've heard that's too rich for anybody's blood. But oh my.
Well, a lot of people gave up going to Old Firm matches because of the behaviour. They just couldn't cope with it. So it's ruined a lot of people's pleasure. But you see, I'll tell you what's interesting about the whole thing. You'll very often see people posting on social media and they're a Celtic fan and they'll put a wee Irish flag up beside them. Yeah, and I'll say to them, sorry, what's your connection with Ireland? Because we're discussing Scottish football here. And they'll go, and then somebody will take the mince out them, light blue touch paper or green touch paper, and stand clear. Somebody will take the mince out them and say, oh, your great granda had a pint of a certain dark beer, right? So you think you're Irish. And it's true. What is the connection? We know fine it was a priest that started it for the poor Irish boys who had come over to Glasgow during the famine. Yes, so the famine was about 20 years gone by then. But, the people were so impoverished. And that's where the saying, they would give you the shirt off their back. Because when the Irish people came over, they just got enough to get their passage on the boat. And then they had to sell their shirt to get some food. So they'd give you the shirt off their back when they had nothing, and I mean, that's not something to be mocked, And then, of course, they wanted somebody to blame. They couldn't just blame the chemistry of a potato blight, which is actually what the problem was. So they started blaming the British people for the way they treated the Irish people. And it just sort of rumbled on, and then it descended into the Troubles, and the Troubles, they went a bit quiet during the wars and what have you, but, 70 years later, boom, back up, 50 years after the treaty, boom.
Yeah, well, my mother is a deeply devout Catholic. I don't like the word devout, but she's deeply devout.
Devout is a good word. If you are Catholic, then devout is the thing to be.
Yeah, I think you have to be. It's like joining a club. I don't.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. If you're doing something, let's do it.
Yeah, and I don't understand people who claim to abide by a religion, but then behave in a way that's going to send them to that religion's hell. So people. There were people about 30 years ago in America suing the local Baptist church. It was a gay couple, and they were suing the Baptist church because they weren't recognising their gay relationship. And I'm thinking, why would you want to be in a religion that's going to send you to hell?
Well, yes, and especially when the Bible very clearly says, "Thou shalt not."
Exactly. Exactly. But my father was, as I say, my mother is very, very Catholic, but my father was a dyed-in-the-wool Rangers supporter,
So it was what's called a mixed marriage.
Oh yeah. I've seen that. I've been at the coalface of the sectarian divide, Scotty. I know what I'm talking about.
You do know what you're talking about, and funnily enough, so do I, believe it or not. But I don't get involved in it because I like to see both points of view, and this is why I've put up. You'll see I've actually put videos up on the TikTok account. Are you a TikToker? I can't remember if you said you were or not.
But the YouTube shorts come up on my YouTube page. I can see the short videos.
You can see what we've popped up. So we do a lot of stuff about that, and the latest ones are, should we have Glasgow United? And you have to stand together. You see, the Scousers have got a bit of rivalry between Liverpool and Everton, obviously, but they can stand together.
Yeah. Exactly. It's not really of the same degree.
Why have you got a Celtic end? Why have you got a Rangers end? So I was saying that if you're going to an Old Firm game, they should only sell your ticket if you've got a buddy from the other team.
That's an idea. A bit like the Commons, where if a minister goes on holiday, the other one has to go on holiday as well.
Yeah, well, that's right. And if you look at the state opening of Parliament, you'll see you've got the opposition and the government walking down together.
Absolutely, hand in hand.
So you might get a righty paired with a lefty.
Now, once again, I have to stress, I know nothing about football except a blooming relator.
Well, listen, you've come to the right programme because, we are non-experts united on here.
Well, if you were waiting for an expert to phone up, I think you were waiting a long time.
Well, yes. Well, no, you see, because everybody in Scotland's an expert and everybody in Scotland is a football manager and can do a better job.
Absolutely. But do we not have a Glasgow United team? Is that not what Partick Thistle is?
I don't think I could actually underline or condone that, I tell you.
Well, the question, you'll heard it yourself. When you meet somebody in a bar, about 25 years ago, I went to a caravan site in Aberfeldy. I'm not proud of it.
Well, yes. I didn't think you were boasting.
And we went to the local pub, my friend and I that were there, and we went to this local pub, and the jukebox went off when we walked in, and it's the local yokels, and of course the question comes out: which team do you support? Now that, listeners from across the road, that is code for what religion.
Well, you see, that's why I won't have anything to do with it. I saw a job advertised in Northern Ireland once, and it said, put down your religion and it said, if you do not wish to put down your religion, optional, put down what primary school you attended.
That's exactly the same thing. Yeah.
Chevy Chase is on here. Don't take this personally, Tux. This is part of being a national hero. Sorry, I meant to say you're talking to a BAM, says Chevy.
A BAM, all right.
So you're a BAM. This is modern radio.
Oh my God, no. I'm middle class aspirational, Scotty. How dare he call me a BAM?
A BAM. And there's Gordon saying, used to listen to you in the big house. Here's Alden. Football should be banned, Scotty. I have to agree with a certain amount of it. There's too much on the telly. I'm quite partial to a wee swatch at a certain soap opera.
Really? Oh, don't start.
Oh no, soap opera. And no, I just get caught up. So I'm partial to it. It's my only leisure time, son. You know, busy man. So anyway, I'll have this, and sometimes it's off because of a football game, and I think, oh no. You shouldn't show the football game. You should show us the wee soap opera.
Oh, everything stops for football, as I will find out tomorrow if I try to move more than a mile.
Oh yes, well that's the story I was going to tell you. When I stayed in the south side of Glasgow, and I had a job at Radio Clyde in Clydebank, and I'd worked out that I could get, with a wee bit of jiggery pokery in the car, I could get to Dumbreck Road and down to Govan. And I thought, now that's excellent. Now,
as long as there's not a match.
Well, this was a ceilidh that went out at 6 o'clock on a Saturday evening. So I thought, an hour will be plenty to get to Clydebank. So, of course, Muggins here, down the Dumbreck Road, policeman and a horse. If you just hold it there now, sir, they're just coming out.
God.
And I just had to sit, and just watch this massive exodus from Ibrox.
Well, I was saying, the question that you asked, which team do you support? We were in this caravan site where it's actually outside of Aberfeld. So you're talking about the land that time forgot, So we're in, me and my friend from Glasgow, we're in, and we get the question, what team do you support, boys? And, you can get into serious trouble. And I'm damned if I'm going to get battered.
And what would happen if you said, I'm a St. Johnstone man, though?
Well, that's what I was going to say. That's when I learned. The friend that I had was much more experienced in this than me. And he took a sup of his pint and just went, Jags. And that means Partick Thistle.
The Jags, the Jaggy Bonnets. Fantastic.
Yeah, and it was just like that. He just went Jags, and that was like, leave us alone. We're not playing that game, and it totally worked. You just say Jags, and then they realise you're not going to play the game, and they'll leave you alone.
I'm a Jaggy Bonnet, me.
Yeah, you were saying
they used to have a great chant that went, everywhere we go, and you all shouted back, everywhere we go. People want to know who we are. Who are we? We are the Jaggies, the Jaggy Bonnets.
Oh my God! That's it. You've just brought the tone down.
Absolutely, but you only heard it. I mean, they were always a very friendly crowd, the Jaggy Bonnets, and you got the two supporters in the one pub. Not the two supporters, there's more than two supporters, but you got all the supporters in, the two sides would go into one pub, and then once they'd all got themselves a pint, they would start singing their songs to each other. Quite funny.
Well, listen, I'll let you go and see if somebody else wants to come on, because once again, I've massively oversent.
You've massively oversent it because people love you, and we've had quite a wee queue. But I was enjoying talking to you. I've got an anonymous ring in here.
Right. Well, have you fixed the contact section mention of your website. You said that you were maybe going to do it.
Yes. Now, yes. So try it. Go on to, and now it's changed slightly. It used to be www.scottie-mcclue.com. It's now www. As of this week, SCOTTIEMcCLUE.com.
So no hyphen?
No hyphen. So SCOTTIEMcCLUE.com, and then you'll see a little menu. And if you click the menu, you should see contact. And if you scroll down, there's a little form. So we'll see if we'll see how it's doing, because the webmaster, who's fabulous, has been, you know, staying up, burning the candle at both ends, and doing that this week, because we realized everything will have to be up to date for the new radio station, because audiences take no prisoners, and that's what the people that chased me away from Scott didn't know.
Well, brilliant. Well, as I say, I've got a wee message that I want to send to you, so I'll send that later on this evening. As I say, you can have a read of it. I won't be offended if you think I'm crazy.
You'll probably get. Well, you know, I'm not offended, and you thought I was crazy. You know, so not a problem. Works both ways, Tops.
You're the right side of crazy, Scottie. The right kind of crazy.
Very crazy. Yes, I'm very crazy.
Listen, take care of yourself.
And you, sir.
Okay.
And fondest regards to Mrs. Tops.
I will. I'll pass the on.
DINKY-DOO. There we are. That's your Tops. Great character. Good call, I always say. Now, who have we got? Oh, you've been busy, you lot. I can tell you. Now, what have we got? Good evening, Neil. Sounds okay as well, so Tops. Yes, absolutely. Good sound, says Renee. Fantastic. And what have we got here? Mark. Oh, yes, we've done that one. I didn't know about the new register Tops. We've done that. Hi, Scottie, from the still sovereign county of Canada. Good to hear your voice again. Lonesome. I was wondering just what's going on in Canada at the moment. Count Morkilago from Poland. DINKY-DOO, trying to battle on with all the complicated things life's bringing. Having a good woman to be there makes life's challenges a bit better. Keep well, Scottie. Count Morkilago, I thank you. Neil O'Gorman is predicting for tomorrow for the Old Firm Derby, Glasgow Derby, New Firm Derby, or whatever it is, 5-0 to Celtic, nae bother. Oh, I don't know about that. That's an interesting one. Who have we got here? You're live on Scotty's phone in. Who's that, please?
Hello?
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 What do you think about the SNP?
What do I think about the SNP? I think they've done a remarkable job for 17 years.
Don't talk a lot of shit.
Very good. I'm not asking about your height. I tell you. Right, who else have we got here? Oh, for goodness sake, the old forum game. Chevy, absolutely. Yes, indeed, the old forum game. I tell you. Now, what have we got? High noon kickoff. Yes, Carbolic, absolutely. All sport is a distraction, says El Cordy. A distraction from what, El Cordy? Rangers are an embarrassment, specifically the Unionists. Well, El Cordy, you've just heard a Unionist on there. I'm sick of it, man. We need independence pronto. So there are Celtic and Rangers are cringy, selfish people, says Aidan. I tell you. Here we've got. Hello? Hello? Nobody there. There we are. Is there anybody there? Said the listener, knocking on the moonlit door. It's the Glasgow Derby. No club are bigger than Scotland. I tell you. Dinky-Doo, gaffer. Who's this? Hello, you're live on Scottish Phone In. Who's that? Hello? Nobody. Right, there was somebody that's not quite able to use a telephone. Mon the Farage, says Scott. So there we go. Absolutely. Have we got a big following after the results for the election this week in England? My goodness me. Scotty, give your heat a wash, says El Cordy. Why, El Cordy? Why would I give my heat a wash? What are you wanting to talk about? We'll see if this person's mastered it. Hello, you're live on Scottish Phone In. Who's that? Hello? No, they're not getting it at all. Not getting it at all, I tell you. So there we go. So we shan't bother with that. I think what we'll do, we'll pop that down just now so we can get on with all your lovely comments. What a show tonight, guys. Just amazing. I thought we'd been up for 10 minutes. We're up for 46 minutes. Now, who else have we got? The Catholic Church has been compromised. Many Catholics have moved to a purer scripture orthodoxy. Wow. You're live on Scottish Phone In. Who's that? Hello? Hello?
What is your stance on UK immigration?
UK immigration. Are you thinking of coming to the UK? That would be interesting. There we go. So where were we? Catholic Church been compromised. Purer scripture. How very interesting. Now, what else have we got? Guys, make sure you're talking sense when you're sending me stuff. I tell you. Here we go. Yeah. Wow, lots of people. I won a shinty game 7-1 yesterday. What are your degrees in? Arts. The arts. I tell you, that was a reform voter on the phone. Are we in the 1800s? I don't know. I don't ask people how much money they've got. Maybe up near the 2000s. Sorry, Scotty, predictive text. I tell you. So there we go. Scotty, what's your phone number? Well, we'll just hunt the phones down just now, actually, because we were getting too many silly people calling. There we are. The telephone number, though, is 01416289795. Used to listen to you on the radio years ago. It was brilliant, says Julie. Dinky-Doo, Julie. I thank you. Who else have we got here? Let's just see. Julie, you've just got the #1 gifter badge, by the way. Guys, never ever scroll, never troll. That's what we do on here. Hi from Inverness, says Mario. Mario, lovely to hear you. Used to listen to you on the wireless. I thank you. I attempted to conversate with yourself over the phone lines. However, the operation seemed to falter. Oh, it was yourself. I tell you, you were trying to. Lewis, right? That was Lewis that was phoning. So we'll not be too hard on Lewis. I tell you. Right, who else have we got here? The operation faltered. Never mind, wait till we get on the news station. So that's. I'm still quite old school with my mobile phones, as Amy. Only phone and text with it. Don't go to the internet or play games. I'm not playing games, I tell you. Hello from Arkansas in the USA. Ruby, have I got it right tonight? Ruby Slippers. Tups, first caller from the USA gets a free Cadillac. You're welcome, Tups. There we are. Susan's a big fan of Tups, as we all are. And she loves the calls. In fact, did I read it out, Susan? Did I read out what you'd said about Tups there? Let me see if I did. Anyway, it was a compliment, Top, so nothing to worry about there. I can tell you. Fantastic. Nothing wrong with being proud, says Amy. No, Amy, no, you can be proud on here. People could come on and be. So, Ruby, Arkansas. There we are. I tell you. You're welcome, Tops. That's what it's all about. Here's Anonymous. Shall we take an Anonymous call? You're live on Scottish Phone In. Who's that? Hello, you're live on Scottish Phone In. Who's that? Don't know who that was. So there we go. I tell you, phone's misbehaving a bit tonight. Now, what have we got? Scotty, are you on? And he mentions a wine. No, I don't drink alcohol. I tell you. So there it goes. We don't do alcohol. One last try. You're live on Scottish Phone In. Who's that?
Why, hello, Scotty.
Hello, who's that?
Are you able to hear me now?
I can hear you now. Is that Lewis?
Yes, it is indeed.
Oh, well done, Lewis. Sorry about that. I was thinking it was a Bam Bam, but it's not.
No problem at all.
Here's a WATP says your phone's goosed, Scotty boy. I don't think so, WATP. No, we don't all have his lifestyle. What's that? Sorry, Lewis?
It's some full delinquents in your comment section.
Oh, shocking. These people are shocking. They're a disgrace. But never mind.
Not at all.
They'll come Judgment Day.
Indeed.
They'll know all about it. One of the questions when they get to the pearly gates will be, how did you treat SCOTTIE McCLUE? With respect.
Most likely.
Now then, Lewis, what's happening in the real world?
Well, I just wanted to ask you a question, Scotty.
Yes, sir.
What do you think of the death of Christianity in the United Kingdom?
I don't think it's something we've experienced. I think there are changes. There's a lot of empty churches that are now pubs, but the bulk of people in the United Kingdom are Christian.
Well, it appears not so much anymore as the rise of other religions begins in this country.
Well, yes, but it's actually a very small percentage. I mean, we've always been tolerant of other religions.
May I ask if you're religious yourself, Scotty?
Oh, absolutely, without a shadow of doubt. I believe in a power superior to mankind.
Well, I'm happy to hear that.
I mean, you wouldn't like to think that the present government are the world's power, would you?
No, you would not.
You would not, absolutely. So there we are. Here's somebody shouting, Lewis, get off the phone.
Yeah, well, I think I will now, Scotty.
Well, before you go, here's JH who says, the last census showed Scotland to be less than 44% religious. We're mainly not a religious country. Well, I don't know where you studied mathematics, JT, but 44% is the minority. So that means that 56% are religious. So I think we're mainly a religious country. There we are. There's a wee maths lesson for that chap.
Yes, indeed.
It's good, isn't it?
Yes, right. Goodbye, Scotty.
He's just told me he's corrected it and says 44% were religious. So there we are. Good stuff. Dinky-Doo, Lewis.
Dinky-Doo.
Ta-ra-la. There we are. Fantastic. Oh. You're live on Scottish Phone In. Who's that? Hello. There we are. Right. That's that. Absolutely. So what we've got, yes, Catholicism. Christianity is the world's top religion, and mainly Catholicism, I tell you. That's what it's all about. Hi, Scotty. Good to see you. Absolutely, Lola. No problem at all. No problem at all. But there must be a fair old bit of it still going about. So that's that. And I think it's getting strengthened now because there's a big push from President Trump to return to Christianity across America. So that's very interesting, I could tell you. But Scotland is very tolerant of all religions. And remember, religion has never, ever, ever, ever caused a problem. So there you go. Scottie, have you ever put the fries in the bag? No, if I do fries, I eat them. So there we have it. Fantastic. That's a huge compliment. Thank you. There's somebody saying I look like one of Scotland's top actors. What's the time, guys? Oh, my goodness me. I've just realized the time. We've got 4 minutes. Oh, no. Right. 2 objects. Here we go. That's that. Lovely. I'm getting a wee test here. Uh-huh. There we are. Excellent stuff. Bedtime, you don't look well, Scottie. Oh, I think I look amazing, WATP. You want to see the state of yourself. And maybe you're looking in the mirror. I worry our culture's getting more and more diluted. Well, I think, Lola, that's something that's being put about, but I don't think it is. Good night, Scottie. Good night, everybody. Thank you for a wonderful, wonderful show tonight. We've still got a couple of minutes, but it's unlikely we'll get round to the phone calls, guys. So there you go. Busy, busy night tonight. Fabulous night tonight, I tell you. Who else have we got here? Let's get some more. Ah, yes, that's right. Susan, you're very kind, says Tupswahey. Fantastic. Great show tonight, says Susan. Susan, it's been an absolute blinder tonight. Fantastic. Very late, says Melinda. Melinda, yes, absolutely. I send you a wee night-night, a night-night hug for Melinda out in the Mississippi there. Good night, Scottie. You're looking fantastic. Renee, thank you. That was what we thought it was. I think that's somebody with a wee chip on their shoulder. Good night, Scottie Tussey. Good night, Susan. We have to go. Shall I sing you the goodbye song? Would that be? Scottie, thank you for your excellent education. You are very, very kind. Scottie, what are your opinions on if in doubt, kick them out? Well, it just depends. I mean, I think if somebody, when in Rome, that's the way I would say. I think if you go to another country, then you make sure you abide by the laws of that country. You know, if you look at people that have gone to other countries and misbehaved, and that's it. There we are. So we've got Zikalis is asking about how do you brush your teeth? I tell you, don't ever swallow toothpaste. Always make sure you spit it out. There we are. I tell you, sing. Oh, yes, we're going to sing. Right, we're ready. Join in. It's the goodbye song. You all know it. And we'll start after 2. 2. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. Take care, everybody, as you go. Goodbye, everybody. Auf Wiedersehen. Au revoir. And cheerio. Make sure you're following me right across social media. Make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel. Make sure that you are following on the TikTok and DINKY-DOO. Let's just dump. Have we time to dump this guy? W3W8. Let's dump them because they're definitely on the wrong channel for their lack of intelligence. There you are. Fantastic. Right. Is it gone? Say cheerio. Wonderful stuff. Bye, everybody. See you next time. DINKY-DOO. No sweat. Good night, all. Good night, Tups. Thank you for your wonderful contribution. And DINKY-DOO. Stick out your tongue and say ta-ta. Ta-ta. Oh. Lovely. That's it, folks. I tell you, stick out your tongues and say ta-ta on the old YouTube. Ta-ta. Once more, big chance. Ta-ta.